Good morning. This is Teresa Marsh. I'm Teresa Marsh. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Newbern, North Carolina. I wanted to bring you a technique that I've run across in a couple of places lately. It's not my idea. I ran into it. Credit goes to Nanette McKeel at the North Carolina Demos Quarterly in April. And credit also goes to Dawn Griffith, who did this on her video a couple weeks ago, and it reminded me of this. So I've been playing with some of the different colors and things, and so I thought I'd share this technique with you today. Um, if you are interested in the supplies used for it or anything like that, then just let me know at that's not what I want. That's what I want right there. At Teresa with Sassy Stamping with Teresa.com. And if there's anything I can help you with, just give me a heads up and I will be glad to help you. Um, there's so many good things going on right now in Stampin' Up! With the new catalog and so many new things. It's just fantastic. The one of the biggest positives right now, and I had it right here, but of course it's not at hand right this minute. No, that would be too convenient. I had it printed out and everything. So much for my planning ahead, right? Okay. But we have Stampin' Up! Is offering a fantastic starter kit deal right now. If you choose to buy a starter kit, then they will throw in $82 more of new in color products. So you get to choose your own your own things. You get your own choices as to what to put in your starter kit. For only $99, you get to choose $125 worth of products. So, and then they add $82 worth of in color product to it. So that's the deal of a lifetime, so to speak. Really cool stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be working with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss embossing folders. This is the Layered Florals 3D. It originally came out as an online exclusive, but it's now in the annual catalog. This thing is gorgeous, just gorgeous. And usually you would run that through, you would run a piece of paper, you would take the embossing folder, you would put your white cardstock inside, run this through your machine, and come out with something like this. Can you tell I worked a little bit ahead of time? And they call it 3D because the depth is so strong in there. See how deep those are? Sometimes it helps. In fact, I noticed my paper was a little bit dry, so it tried to crack a couple of places. But sometimes if you spritz it very, very lightly with just some water and let it sit for a moment, it will save you from any cracking that might try to occur. We almost always would use this way. Isn't this gorgeous? Isn't it gorgeous? But we're going to do something different with it today. We're going to turn it over and we're going to use it from this side. It doesn't look quite as pretty yet, but watch what we're going to be doing with it. We're going to use some of the in colors, some of the new in colors. Now I'm going to start with Shy Shamrock and pick up on some of the there's a couple ways to do pick up on some of the leaves. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can use a blending brush, or you can use the these. I love it when I lose words. But anyway, you can use these. But I'm going to start with the Shy Shamrock. But the Shy Shamrock is even so just a little bit dark for what I want to do here. So I'm going to do some tapping off. But it's kind of nice to be able to choose a more precise spot that I'm going to put the color. And you'll know once we're done with this, you'll find out it doesn't look that dark, because by comparison with what else is going on around it, we'll find that it has a much softer look to it after all. Now I tried this in my experimenting. I tried this with using the Shy Shamrock, but using it also with the Summer Splash, but with them right next to each other and neither one really strongly represented. I ended up with what looks like almost the same color. I didn't care for that. I'll show you that when we're done. You can tell the difference, but there's not enough contrast there. I'm just looking to see. Well, goodness gracious. I'm missing all these big ones. Trying to get, you can tell the leaf ones because they've got that texture. There we go. And this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. You don't realize how many leaves there are in this thing until you go trying to identify and place color on every single one of them. Okay, and these are all leaves over here. My goodness, what have I got all over my finger already? There's no telling. Hopefully it won't get on my card. Now, one of the things I wanted to do, I wanted to use Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop on these flowers in the back. And I'm afraid if I do Petunia Pop on any of the big flowers, though I'd love to because it's a flamboyant color. And it's just, I mean, it's flamboyant. And it would be awesome. But I think what I'm going to do instead is use the Pretty in Pink on the larger flowers so that the smaller flowers will have, I mean, I think we're going to end up with as much ink, as much of each color ink as one as another, but we shall see. So for now, we're going to put that aside. And I think we'll come in next with the Pretty in Pink. And we're going to do that on the larger flowers. Make sure. And I'm going to do that with the blending brush. Make sure this one's okay. Okay, this is Pretty in Pink. If I come in with this one first, then if I've got any that gets on the others, the Petunia Pop will perhaps cover that a little bit. Don't worry about getting it on the background portion because we're going to take care of that last thing on this. Let's see. Do that in the middle that way. See how it's starting to pick up some of the texture there from the embossing folder. Let's see here. That's part of a big flower. That's almost the hardest part, is figuring out the big flowers versus the smaller flowers. And it almost naturally gets softer towards the edge because of the way the texture on the paper goes once you've gotten that done. Okay, so that's our pretty in pink. Now let's look at the smaller flowers in Petunia Pop. And I'm gonna use one of these and see how well that works for me. If I had the small blending brushes, I would use those, but I don't. And trying to see if I have enough color just within the flower itself is kind of interesting, because we're only going to see the flower itself when we're done with this technique. Now, that's a lot of color. Okay, that larger one. We're not getting a lot of color out of this, believe it or not. Wait till you see what this looks like when we do the background. It's going to be so cool. That's bigger. That's darker. And the harder I press, the more of the sponge tip makes contact. Oh, there's a leaf I forgot. It's okay. We'll make it. We'll fix it. Okay. See if there's any green left on that. There he is. Okay. Did I get them all? Did I get them all? Okay. I believe there's some petunia, some pretty pink that's needed over here on that little piece right there. Yes. There we go. Okay. That looks pretty blotchy, doesn't it? That looks pretty blotchy. Now we get to see the magic. What happens with a 3D embossing folder? When we put that on the back, when we color it on the back. Now I'm going to take my Memento Tuxedo Black, and I have inked it well. All right. You want to do something scary? I'm going to turn it this way. Look at that. You want it well inked so that you don't have to put a lot of pressure on it as you're sliding it across. But look at that blackout background. You get spaces that are way too light. We can add a little bit too on purpose without going harder on it. Here we go. There you go. Now we're going to let this dry while we figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the fronts. You know what? I did not put any centers on those petunia pot flowers, so maybe I want to do that next after I get the memento ink off of my fingernail. Oh my goodness. Okay. What do we want? What do we want on? What do we want on the in the middle of the petunia pot? Shall I use the actual petunia pot Stampin' Right marker so that it's same color but darker? Let's give that a try. More solid. This is the Petunia Pop Stampin' Right marker. If you take advantage of the current starter kit deal, you don't have to supposedly become a demonstrator. You can just do this as a hobby if that's what you want, but you can still take advantage of that deal. And the thing is, the way this deal works right now is what they will do is include all the in color Stampin' Right markers. They will include all the new in color Stampin' Right pads. I got a naked corner up there. They will include, there we go, that's better. Um, all the ink pads in the new in colors, all the Stampin' Right markers in the new colors. They will include the designer series paper 6x6 in the new in colors. Okay, and markers, pads, paper, oh, and cardstock in the new in colors. Now it's going to take a little while for that to dry. I like that. It looks good on camera. Let me show you the one I did before, because we're going to have to let that dry a little bit. This is the one I used, Summer Splash, and the Shy Shamrock. And when you get them beside each other with the black background, they're different, but they don't show up a lot different. And I wanted more contrast. So that's why I went with the pinker flowers this time. I like that one. I like that one better. But in order to make that into a card front, we're going to need a sentiment, and after dress it up a little bit. I want to use this from the Unbounded Love. It says, "You're a true blessing," and that will fit in either this or this one of the Unbounded Love dies. So I'm gonna make one of each of them, and we'll look and see which one we like better. Get ready to tell me which one you prefer. I mean, the whole fun with the live is when you're there live, you share your input right away. You can have part of the decision making process on how the card's going to come together when you're live with it. If you're watching on replay, drop a comment anyway, which you would have chosen, which one you would have chosen. I'm just going to cut out the labels. And see which one seems to work the best. And I don't have any problem with going ahead and stamping both of them. I want to. Because if I don't use it on this card, I'll use it on on another card. There's okay. The attractiveness to that one is what it leaves. I wasn't paying it. Oh, look at that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can tell I hadn't used this die. Look at that. If I was going to use this die, I would use both of them together. Okay. Which might be a bit harder. Alrighty. I was not paying close enough attention about how that was going to come out, and I can use this. All right. If I use this one, I can add more interest. That, put that there. I love this Post-it tape. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time, or frequently. I'll just say frequently. I use it quite frequently. All right. Now we're going to decide. I think something fluffy like this might look good. And then put this on dimensionals. We'll see. I'll go ahead and stamp both options. And let's see, shall we use the black so that it contrasts the best with our white? We could, of course, use, you know, Pretty in Pink or Tuny Pop. Let's just use the black for contrast. You're a true blessing. I did check to see which of the dyes would work with this nicely. And both of these are options. All right. Of course, our round would always work. But I really do like the idea of a 2-layer. Yeah, I really do like the idea of 2 layers. So I'm going to do it that way. All right. Now, one of the things we're going to do is use either the white or the Pretty in Pink. What do they call that? Petal pink and white. Diagonal trim combo pack. I don't want petal pink because it's enough of a difference in color there. But let's do this. There we go. I sometimes have a difficult time getting into these ribbons when they're new. Alrighty. Let's see, I have some iffy stuff right there. So let's do this. Let's take our Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to put that right in the middle there. And we're going to go this way. And this way. And this way with it. We're going to take a ribbon trimmer and cut a diagonal and cut a diagonal. So it'd be most interesting if it was off. Okay. Let's do it this way. We're going to put dimensionals under the center. And then see if we can't get our frame around it right down. We will see. Be rooting for it, folks. Well, I had a brilliant idea as to what I was going to do. See, that looks much more right side up to me. There we go. Peel, peel, peel. peel. By the way, expect to get um, memento ink on your hands. Okay, you're a true blessing. Am I going to be able to put that around it and get it to go to the back? Yes, I am. All right, so that means tiny glue, which needs my tiny glue dispenser. I don't know what I would do without these needle nose dispensers. Because I'm definitely not sure-handed when it comes to glue. I hadn't thought about it, but I could have. Oh, that would have been pretty if I had brushed it with the pretty in pink. You're a true blessing. Let's see what we can do about getting it to stay down while it dries. This is called hands-on crafting. Oh, look at there. Look at there. It did. Okay, down you go. Down you go. I probably should have put a little bit more oomph to that ribbon so it wouldn't be resisting my glue so much here on the cross pieces. There we go. You're a true blessing. All right, so that's not a bad card front. And of course, all you have to do at that point is take your. I did make this for 4 by 5 1/4. So all I have to do then is take my wherever it is. Where are my white card bases? There we are. 4 by 5 1/4. Well, that doesn't look right. That's 4 by 5 1/2. I guess I need to trim this thing. Mm-hmm. See there? I thought I had it trimmed down. Obviously, I trimmed down one piece and not the other because I did a. Okay, so I'm going to want this to end up as 4. So we're going to cut that piece off of that side. And then come to the 4 and cut that piece off of that side. That'll be better. This piece is supposed to be 4 by 5 1/4, but you have to measure it after you die cut it. I mean, after you emboss it, because the embossing takes up some of the space, if you will. Look at all that black coming through there. So, I think we best do this. We're going to use our Tombow glue and do our best to get it all the places it needs to be. And of course, with the amount of liquid you got on here with the black ink, it takes a while to dry, and it might not dry very flat. So you want to be aware of that. Now, one of the things that came under discussion in some of the places where I've seen this done, some of the things that came under discussion was whether the black memento was the best choice because it's got a different kind of stamp pad, a different kind of pad in the ink pad. And so there was some experimenting with using darker inks, um, like a basic gray or early espresso or something like that as a neutral. But pebble pan might work. And then that's today's card. You are truly a blessing. You're a true blessing. Um, Unbounded Love has got some absolute wonderful sayings here. I really like them. Um, Inside I might put may all your wishes come true. Happy birthday. You know, if I use it as a birthday card. Um, there might be a variety of things I might put from this one inside. I really, really appreciate this one, this set. All right. So that's our card for today. I will do my best to get it in the blog right away or quickly. I like the way when you turn it this way and that you can see the black underneath the edge of our lifted up piece. So I like that. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate your time and your attention. If you catch this on replay, drop me a comment and let me know. If you need a demonstrator, if you're not working with somebody already and like some of the products and have some questions about them or about the starter kit deal, then feel free to drop me a line at Teresa at sassystampingwiththeresa.com. I'd love to help you get everything in order that you want. Let me know if there's anything that you need. Again, Teresa at sassystampingwiththeresa.com. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone coming online and watching my videos. I know that seems at 10 o'clock on a Thursday morning isn't the most convenient for many, but that's all right. I appreciate you coming in and looking at them later. I appreciate the time you invest in me, and thank you so much for taking time to join with me and to watch our stamping and whatnot. Remember that you're important and that there's nothing that you could need that can't be provided if you look in the right place. Have a great day. Let me know how I can pray for you. Talk to you later. Bye.